Hello, everyone. Welcome to Development Palates. I am Aaron Loomis. With me today is Jiunn, Seth Geis, John McTavish. How you guys doing?
Doing
Good.
well, man.
Doing well. Happy to be here. Happy to
None
be on
of
the
us,
beach,
none of
enjoying
us
the
are
weather.
doing well. It's still COVID. It's a resurgence. It's fucking bullshit.
All
It
right,
Hey,
is.
so
but we're smoking good
Good.
cigars, so
that's
whatever.
right. So today we are talking about the Napa Cigar Society Perfecto. Cigar is 6 7/8 by 52 ring gauge. It's a Perfecto, very unique shape to it. Comes out of the Aganorsa Miami factory in the United States. Wrapper's Ecuadorian Habano. Binder is Nicaraguan Criollo and Corojo, and filters from Nicaragua. Price point is $16. Cigar was released in May of 2020. So with all that out of the way, June, what was your overall experience like with this cigar?
So I had two of these. One when we were hanging out with, when I was hanging out with Aaron and our other buddy Steve. And back and within that one, granted, it was like we're drinking whiskey and all that stuff, so it was okay. I thought it was kind of like lackluster, but doing a proper review off of this one, I thought it was overall good. This is not. I didn't think this was much of a um, like Agnorsa like profile. So it wasn't really like it didn't make me think of like their Corojo lines or like Criollo lines. It was pretty highly like earthy. It was very rich in soil. So it was a lot of like earthiness and pepper, but there's also like a gentle sweetness to it that I liked as well. Um, it's super cool, Perfecto. But then again, you're gonna pay for the Perfecto. You're paying $16. Um, but I thought it was cool. It's one of those chances to like support our local shop, one of our local shops in which we're doing this for. But it was overall good, and I will smoke it again on a few occasions, not a lot because it's so damn expensive.
All right, Seth, what were your overall thoughts?
I mean, listen, it's the cigar itself was impressive. I really like the appearance of it. And the first third, was it. I thought it was going to start out pretty well, but it turned out just to be this average profile, which was one dimensional from beginning to end, showing this, musty earth, pepper, cinnamon spice, a little bit of barnyard. So it just kind of was disappointing. Had a nice little teaser and then went downhill.
All right, John, what were your overall thoughts?
Well, everyone's going to be delighted to hear the
Ice
ice
cream
cream
man.
truck in the background. He decided to roll up just as we kicked off the video, which is awesome.
Give me an
No,
Astro Pop, please.
they're selling the like, little snow cones on the beach there for you.
I mean, that's what happens when the weather gets into the 80s, man. They got to make money while the sun shines.
Did you guys know that in Taiwan, they have these things called night markets, like food markets, night
Mhm.
market. Don't think anything fucking weird. Anyways, they sell a big commodity is ice dildos, ice cream dildos.
Interesting. How do they
Thailand.
feel?
That's an interesting fact.
Anyways, sorry.
Anywho, moving right along. I'm kind of in the middle here. I think I mean, I really like the cigar. I thought they did a fantastic job for a quote unquote house brand. They probably have one of the nicest bands on a house brand that I've ever seen. Like they actually put some thought and some care into designing it, and it doesn't look like an inexpensive cigar, which is good because it's not. But the first third started out really interesting for me. There was, some nuanced sweetness, baking spices, some wood. There's a little bit of bread that joined in to add some complexity, and the baking spices end up being pretty spicy by kind of the halfway point, like medium plus. So started out with some intense flavors. It did become a little subdued in the middle and last thirds, which is a little disappointing. It wasn't unpleasant. It's just it kind of really started out really complex, and I was kind of hoping it was going to stay that way throughout the entire thing. That being said, I can definitely see how you wouldn't want a extremely strong, overpowering, or too dynamic of a cigar for your kind of representing your house brand, because really the goal is to target as many of your customers as possible, and that's a really tough thing to do, I think. The There we go again. The
You know what to get, buddy.
Yeah, the burn was fantastic. The ash kind of fell at a pretty much routine schedule, about 1.5 inches. Like I literally was timing it, and it would drop right on my review book at 1.5 inches. So great burn. Draw started out a little tight, which is kind of the case for Perfectos. So I'd say for someone smoking this, don't give it a second cut, because it does tend to open up at the shoulder, which is pretty standard for Perfecto, and that certainly happened here. But overall, an above average flavor profile experience. Aaron, what was your overall experience like?
I thought the cigar had a nice start, but it began breaking down in the second third as the char kind of joined in and brought the enjoyment level to average the rest of the way. I was really interested in smoking this. It's a shop exclusive to a local shop that's near Jiunn and I, so very interested to do that. But the price point's really hefty. With the enjoyment level I experienced, probably not going to come back to it very often. Did have a fair amount of burn issues with mine. It was cigar went out on me 4 times, so it was kind of a bit of a babysitting thing there, having to do relights and things like that. It's worth a try if you want to see what it's all about. If Ag and Orsa fan, want to try something. If you just want to smoke a unique shape, but yeah, it might be something I come back to every once in a while, but it wouldn't be something I'd smoke all that frequently. All right, let's get into the scores. Start at the top with Jiunn at 6.52. John was next at 5.80. I gave it a 5.55, and Seth gave it a 5.10. So Jiunn had that 6.52 matchup for you.
Pretty well. It's overall good. I agree with you in the sense of I'm glad I tried it, but it's not something I'm probably going to reach for very often. I do think it's priced a bit too high for what it is, but but I would also say it's unique. So if you are well versed in the Aganorsa world of Corojo and Criollo, and you want to taste something that's different, I think this is worth grabbing a couple to try. But anything more than that, I'll be skeptical of.
All right, John, 5.80.
Yeah, 5.80 matches. Again, this is kind of one of those times where I'd say the score doesn't necessarily tell you the story about the cigar, because if I were doing a house blend cigar, this is kind of what I would target, because like I said, the goal is to really make a pleasant smoking experience that everyone can enjoy, and I think they've done that. It's got flavor components there that some of the more full-bodied cigar smokers will enjoy. It might scare off some of the light Connecticut smokers, but I think you're going to probably cover most of the smoking line. Certainly the good construction, or the amazing burn, I should say, and the good draw helped the score there. So 585 matches up pretty closely.
Yeah, my 5.5 matches up well. I mean, it was an above average flavor profile. Just had a, not a very good burn. So if burn was up to snuff, I'd be high fives. So it'd be closer to that kind of magic 6 point for me. But yeah, I mean, I'd come back to it on occasion, maybe. All right, Seth, 5.10.
I mean, I just wasn't blown away by it. I don't think Aganorsa does a good job with Ecuadorian Habano. I thought it was just too one-dimensional. I see John's point in it being kind of like a, if this is just for a cigar shop, just kind of like the house brand, I can see why you would make it to the degree it is. I just think it's really lacking and went away from what Aganorsa could do, especially for the price, because it's cool size. Just doesn't also fit in with that whole Napa vibe, man. I think, I don't know, if the shops were in actually Napa Valley.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I would have looked to make a cigar that went really well with a Cabernet or a Shiraz, or even do a Connecticut or do something for a Chardonnay. But that's what I would have done. But what do I don't know anything about wine. I don't.
All right, any other final thoughts from you guys on this?
It's cool to have a chance to smoke a house. It's a departure from a lot of the stuff we typically do, and it's always nice to kind of branch out and try a house blend or a cigar that's specific to one B&M. That is fun.
But
I mean,
most
listen,
house
if you want
blends
some Cigalis, I'll send you some Cigalis from Rocky Patel, man.
I mean,
Pass.
agreed that most house blends you guys smoked are disappointing.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah,
Right.
they're,
Yeah, I mean, they're
they're
usually
really
cheap.
they're supposed to be cheap. They're supposed to be
Yeah,
a cheap
they're
cigar.
usually not at this price point at all.
No. No, and like I said, I wasn't being facetious. They've put way more thought into the design and style of the band. Most house blend bands look like inkjet printers. Like this,
Yeah.
if you told me that this was a new brand that hit the market and not a shop exclusive, I would believe it based on the
Maybe
band.
if this band for Napa Cigar was on the Supreme Leaf, it would have been a lot better.
I think if I would
Yeah.
have rather, if I lived I don't know if depending on what their price point is on the profit they're trying to make on this. Because usually with Aganorsa you can get a really good cigar for
Price.
$8.
Yeah.
At this point, at what you're doing, almost go up to $20 and get an even better cigar. Like spend the extra $4. Then you're gonna have people. If you're up in Napa Valley and someone's gonna buy it, it's $20. Depending on what the other prices are,
Mhm.
just commit to it at that point. I mean, I don't know all of the California prices though, so I can't fully comment on that.
I mean, at that point, just go to Davidoff and do a cigar.
Yeah, exactly.
Something that's like Napa, more opulent.
Yeah, or
blah,
even
blah, blah,
like do
Taurus
it,
and-
or just get a exclusive like Nat Sherman timeless size, because then
No, I
Heartthroat's
think
gonna get out there.
my
and-
suggestion is a little bit better with Davidoff.
I wasn't.
Just kidding.
But
Jeez.
maybe you might be onto something, Jiunn. Maybe Aganorsa should talk to them about designing some of the newer bands for Aganorsa releases, because they might have some good input.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
No, and I'm not joking. Like that Supreme Leaf
Oh,
band
man,
was
it's-
hot garbage. So
This is
yeah,
probably
these-
like the fourth time I brought it up in a video recap.
Yep.
I mean it. I fucking mean it.
it's a nice band. Did a good job.
All right, that's it.
All right, if you're just catching this video on YouTube and you're interested in hearing more about ice dildos, be sure to subscribe to us. We'll check out the full written review on the
Hey,
website,
man, look it up.
developmentpass.com. Follow us on all the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts. So iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one.